What about slaves? The problem of slavery. Again, that's a contradiction in terms to an ancient person. The problem of slavery, there was no problem. Nobody had a problem with slavery. The only two groups of people that had a problem with slavery were Christians and slaves. They were the only ones. Everyone else was just like, that's just the way it is. Of course, that's the way it is. Homer, 8th century, he says, Zeus takes away half of the worth of a man when the day of slavery comes upon him. Aristotle, a slave is a living tool. You know, like a power drill or a sledgehammer, right? Or a shovel. Phillips head. Those are inanimate tools. Those are tools that we use. But then there are living tools like people. Living tools and inanimate tools. Seneca, again, 1st century. We maltreat slaves, not as if they were men, but as if they were beasts of burden. He's lamenting this in the context. He's like, I don't like it. I don't know what to do with it. But he just follows right along with the zeitgeist of his age. This is just the way that it is. Now imagine being a slave in the ancient world. And you read this from Paul, 1 Timothy 1:9. Slave traders, andropodestai. Andros means man, podestai means foot. Maybe you went to the podiatrist, foot doctor. This either means you capture someone that's running away on foot, or as Colin Brown says, that you grab their foot. You lasso them to hunt them down and trade them as a slave. This term, slave traders, what are they called by Paul? Lawless and rebels. If the antebellum South in the United States had followed this one verse, slavery would have been toast. They weren't following the Bible too little. They were following it too much. Or rather, they weren't following it too much. They're following it too little. Yeah. Everyone goes, yeah, you got that wrong. Don't you love when you make a mistake in front of a couple thousand people? Anyways, if you can gain your freedom, do so. Do not become slaves of men, 1 Corinthians 7. There is no longer a slave or free, for you are all one in Christ Jesus, and this resounds throughout the writing of the New Testament. I heard one person say, well, Jesus never mentioned slavery. In Israel, slavery, being an ebed in Hebrew, totally different. However, Jesus did mention slavery. Luke 4, Jesus said, I have come to set the captives free. He did mention it.